record. Hello, I am Bridgette Simmons. I will be bringing to light ex-cons returning to our communities and, more importantly, returning back to the workforce. I did some new research and I found an article that I would like to take a few minutes to share some of the information with you. Before we go into our discussion, also I have with me a Mr. White. He's an ex-con and he will allow me to ask a few questions from his point of view on this matter. Okay, are debts to society really paid because families put out money that they want repaid, want to be repaid? All right. Mr. Landing, MSNBC reports that a Mr. Landing of Chicago has served 3 years for burglary. Okay, the article focused on him working, finding work and working, serving food and moving furniture. But the article also went on to say, and that was the only kind of work he can find. Now I say, shouldn't he be grateful? Shouldn't Landing be grateful of any sort of job? Accept what you are to get. Accept what you get, but strive for better. Be grateful. Someone without a record could use that job. Moving furniture and delivering food is clean, honest work. Also on that note, child support and debts owed to families who support inmates while incarcerated should be a major reason, as with keeping ex-cons off welfare, off government programs, off state programs. Economic boosts to poor neighborhoods is a reason why ex-cons should be allowed to work. We feel that every company should, for every hire that they do, they should hire an ex-con. You know, for every group of people they hire, they should hire a few ex-cons. The law should enforce this. This is what our tax dollars is paying politicians to do. We have, in the poor neighborhoods, there's teen pregnancy. There's families on welfare. They should be number one priorities, and to receive work and jobs in today's recession. They should be on top of the list from the poor neighborhoods. Ex-cons should be up there with them. Trying to get to this. I would like to give acknowledgement and credit to MSNBC, and I would also like to introduce with me Mr. Willie White. He's a former ex-con, fresh out and looking for work. Family supported him during his incarceration. Mr. White is age 65 and retired and currently receiving disability and Social Security with the right to work and make up to $2,000 per month without it interfering with his income. Mr. White was denied food stamps from the state, but Social Security is considering him for food stamps. He receives Medicaid and Medicare. Mr. White, do you feel your debt to society is paid, and do you feel your current income status as an ex-con is fair? Can you explain this to us?
Yes, I truly believe that my debt to society is paid in full. And my family members, that supported me during my incarceration. I would like to be able to have the opportunity to earn money to show them, or to let them know how much I appreciated them standing with me during my rough, tough time.
Okay, Mr. White, so you're saying that you would like to obtain work?
Yes.
Excuse me, removing my glasses. You would like to return to work to help better to keep on paying your debt with your family. And what about your neighborhood?
Yes, I would like to earn money to keep on paying my family, and also I would like to be an inspiration in my neighborhood.
Do you think that you should have a job before a teenager or a kid fresh out of college? Do you think that you should take a job from them?
Well, yes and no. Yes is because the ones that are coming out of college shouldn't have the problem of finding work
Okay, that makes sense.
as much as myself coming out of prison.
What about a young mother with children?
Well, yes, she should be right in that category with the ones that have served time coming out, which have paid their debts to society, should be able to obtain a job, any kind of job.
Okay.
Is better than no job at all.
All right.
But being denied of these opportunities is a painful thing.
Okay, Mr. White, one final question before we conclude. Do you feel that if you are allowed to work, do you feel that it would keep you from returning back to prison? And why?
Oh, definitely. No doubt. Because the ones that don't have jobs are vulnerable to do wrong, to do things that would land them back in prison. There's no question in my mind that if I had a job making an honest and decent living, I would never return to prison.
Well, you do have income, so you shouldn't have to return anyway. Okay, Mr. White, we thank you very much. And to our audience, we would like to conclude with the fact that our taxpayers, our tax dollars pay a lot of what goes on in our state and communities, in our neighborhoods. We have the right to exercise, and find solutions, getting together and congregating and exercising the right to use our tax dollars, make politicians and our government take action. This is what we really need to do. We need to present this to the low scale of the low scale in the system. I got lost for words. We need to start at the bottom. We need to come together, have meetings. We need to put our sources together. We need to see who knows who. you know, and start working toward a solution. Everyone deserves a fair chance. Forgiveness is a big option. If God can forgive, who are we not to forgive? Everyone deserves a chance to show themselves, to better themselves. Okay, no one's throat should be cut, and there are remedies and solutions to these problems. We need to come together as a community and figure out how to do it and make our tax dollars work for what we need them to work for, and not what the state needed to work for, not what the government and politicians need our tax dollars for, but actually what our communities, what we need in our communities, and to better our neighborhoods for our children and our family members that's coming out of institutions and prisons. We need college children to be allowed to go out and find jobs. We need young mothers and mothers, period, to be able to go out and find work and put their kids in appropriate daycare. This is a big topic and a big subject, and there's no one answer. And I thank you all for coming, and everybody have a great evening. Yes.
Excuse me, Miss Bridget Simmons. May I have another word, please?
Be my guest. Our time is limited.
I would like to add that we need people in power to work with us.
Correct.
And what I've learned throughout the years is it's not what you know, it's who you know. That makes the difference.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, and everyone have a great evening.
And thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Good night.